Yo guys, in today's video, I'm about to be talking about how doubt made me lose over $1,000 trading NQ today. So, yeah, basically, this is what I see going into the day. I'm about to be breaking down everything that was going through my mind and what went wrong, basically. So, yeah, as you can see here, we just took out a major point of liquidity over here, and then we barely had a retrace. Not definitely not enough to fill in anything, any gaps, touch even this order block over here. Wait, I'm going to mark it this order block over here, or nothing like that. So okay, I'm bearish right here if obviously the opportunity presents. So basically, what I'm looking for overall is a internal liquidity sweep, break a structure towards the downside, entrance into a PD array. That's obviously the simply. Obviously, I need a breaker as well, and many other factors like time play into this. But yeah, I'm about to be going over that in this breakdown over here. So first, I go into the 1 minute. That's what I do normally at the start of the day at 9:30. So I'm gonna mark 9:30 like I do. Yeah, I bet. So what we could see here basically going into today's case, there's a lot of room to go down, and this is basically my target because if you remember, I have the screenshot over here. Damn, bro, why did it get big as hell that one? Wait, let me switch that real quick. Boom. Yeah. So that's the liquidity that I'm basically aiming for because, as you can see, that is this low right here. So on the 4 hour, it doesn't really look like a lot. But yeah, if I wanted to go lower, the soonest point that I want price to reverse is after taking out this little low over here. So that's why it looks hella far on the 1 minute. But yeah, that's basically my idea. So first I have to see obviously the structure of the market structure actually play out to see something like I would want. So from open we just shoot down a bit, which is normal. Of course we're gonna get more volatility at 9:30. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind as well. And then we start going up here. Okay, this is my internal liquidity sweep. So boom, probably a lot of people are thinking, okay, now we're going to just keep going up and we're just going to look for a long after it balances out this price range. But not me, because again, as I said, I saw the higher time frame that we took out a major liquidity and we're more likely to go lower to fill in some of those gaps. But yeah, so as you can see here, we start going down again, but there's no break of structure that could occur since this move was directly up. So I stick to my plan. Although some people are like, oh, why would you not want to get this whole move? Of course, it would be ideal, but you're not going to get every move up and every move down. So yeah, I stay patient, waiting for my setup. Here we see, okay, we break structure towards the downside. We actually break structure like again, basically. So a double break of structure over here. But mainly I'm about to be showing you what I was basing it off of, and it was this over here. So let me just put my break of structure. And yeah, so I'm basically looking for equilibrium as well because as you can see, if I get a fair value gap over here, it's not even close to where price actually should retrace to because that would be way higher up here. So luckily we have other time frames as well. So I was looking at the 2 and the 3, and I ended up ultimately settling on the 3 minute time frame because as you could see, the candles closed a bit higher up here, closer to that 50% mark. um, Also, it aligned perfectly with this fair value gap on the 3 minute. So, boom, right when we enter into the breaker and into the 3 minute fair value gap, I planned to enter short, and I actually did, of course. So, I'm gonna put it like this. So, I'm gonna make you see what I was exactly seeing above the breaker. So, I'm gonna move this real quick so you guys could see above the high of the breaker as well as the first candle. Sorry, how you say that? First candle that created the fair value gap. So that's my stop. Again, my targets. Uh, like I said, down here because that was the most logical part, and this is where I kind of fucked up. So you guys are gonna see what I'm talking about here in a second. Because wait, let me put that back. Okay, so price ends up going up, and okay, I saw this candle like basically fake me out. It didn't touch it yet, but luckily for this candle, we actually tap in. So I enter here, but of course it's the replay mode, so it'll make me enter at the close. But you guys can picture that I enter right there. My stop loss right above this high over here, and again my take profit is down here. Obviously, I'm just entering with one contract here, but in my situation, actually, this is pretty similar. Oh, yeah, because I entered over here, but I had like a 1.5, 1.6K stop loss, and this was 3.2k over here. So yeah, I'm about to show you on after this. I'm about to show you my top step to show you guys proof of like what I'm talking about. But yeah, so kind of some bullshit happened here. We started going up again, and that's fine, whatever, retesting this fair value gap. As you can see, we tap into the consequent encroachment here. So I'm like, okay, it sends us lower. There's a nice wick. Bro, I hate every time I touch this, it opens. So I'm gonna just take it out. So as you can see, there's a nice wick, and boom, we go all the way back down. Okay, that's very bearish. A very bearish candle over here on the 3 minute. And we start going down. So okay, I'm gonna move my stop to make me more safe. I'm gonna put it right above this wick over here. So it was somewhat like probably just like right above it, like this. Now, obviously, this is a bit skewed, so I was risking about $500 at this point out of the initial 1.5k. So that's like one third of the risk, which I'm happy with that. But then we started going up again, very close to my stop loss, and we started getting like extremely close here. I almost get stopped out. Like this literally happened. I'll show you guys the executions, but damn, bro, like I'm right here, bro, almost getting stopped out. But I keep in the position, of course, and we end up having a big move down. This is basically at the macro, the 1050 macro, where it's likely to reverse. So I was obviously not that confident in it, but at least that was a bit of a positivity. But at this point, I should have like went back. I was obviously scared. I'm like, shit, bro. We're like consolidating. These are 3 minute candles, so it's taking a bit longer. On the 1 minute, it would look like this. Like, look at this bullshit, bro. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna move my take profit. I'm happy if this ends up happening after this candle, bro. I'm happy that we just get here, bro. I'm not trying to go all the way down, but that defeats the purpose of my initial idea, which was we're gonna take out the lows since the overall higher time frame narrative is we took out major liquidity, so we're gonna go lower eventually, and we know the lowest the most near the nearest point that we could reach if we're going lower, if my idea is correct, is these lows over here. So it's almost impossible that we just take out this and then we go up, because again, on the higher time frame, this is not a thing. This just got created. We know we have to be targeting at least this. But that's my problem right there. I lost from 3.2k to 2.2k from it as a take profit, and that's not that good considering my risk is 1.5k. So I'm making like 1.4 around percent on that trade. Wait, 1.4 risk to reward. So yeah, 1.4% since I'm risking 1% on my account. Bro, that's not sustainable for my way of trading. I have to keep my take profit, and that was the big mistake I made, because after, as you guys might know if you guys traded today, we shot down, bro. It took a little bit of time. We hit my take profit, right? Then my initial take profit, which was down here, bro, in like literally like a few candles, okay, we just go back down, back up to this fair value gap. And this, like, we're basically protected. We have an order block here, nice fair value gap. We get some of these lows over here that could act as, I guess, breakers somewhat. And then, boom, we hit my take profit. And then, of course, I would even, like, naturally, I would have taken it here. I'm not trying to get the whole move, but I was supposed to at least get this part of the move. And bro, if you guys watched today, bro, look how much lower we ended up going. Boom, like basically through the whole thing. So yeah, um, that's basically my lesson for today, bro. I lost $1,000 of potential earnings because my ass was scared and I was having doubt. When, bro, I see, like, I was almost like dead over here. My stop almost got hit, and then what do, bro? Instead of like, bro, being happy that that happened, made me moving to break even, which I actually did. I ended up moving my stop to break even. I should have at least let my position play out, bro. So that's obviously something I have to like work on, being more confident and just not touching my take profit. You should never really touch your take profit because that's your basic idea. The only time you should take your position out is if there's a time restriction. So if you're trading final hour, usually that's around like 4, you should take your position out because it could be unpredictable. If you think lunch is unpredictable, you could take it out by like 12. But in this case, it was just bad position managing. Obviously, the stop ended up being like a pretty good stop because yeah, I was like one tick away, so I knew what I was doing there. And luckily, I didn't take it out prematurely right here when I was like, okay, I'm gonna save a few dollars, bro. Never do that as well. But yeah, so just to show you guys, I guess I'm human too, of course, and I make mistakes. And not everything is perfect. Sometimes you'll fuck up in trading, just like I did today. Like obviously, it's not as brutal as if I took a full loss or something, but it's still actually a very like kind of a bad feeling since I was doing pretty poorly, like going into today, like if I'm being honest, because the past few days I've been not trading well, and I actually changed my final hour approach a little bit, very slightly, that would have negated those losses that I've taken in the meantime since my last video. But yeah, overall, of course, I still have my accounts and all that. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that my 2.2K PNL. So yeah, as you can see here, 2.193. It was before the fees. It was a bit over 2.2K. So yeah, of course, it's the same thing. This is like these charting from the final hour, but I didn't end up taking a trade here. But yeah, so losing 1K is pretty brutal, but at least I made a little bit of money on well, it's still a significant amount of money, but at least I didn't take an L and I didn't take out my position too early or nothing like that. But yeah, that's something you guys should learn. Never move your take profit, and yeah, basically learn from my mistakes. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it's a better mood in the next video and I'm getting, I don't know, a payout or another big W or something. But yeah, anyways, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.